but
There we go. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. And today we are going to be talking about the compensation plan. We're going to be talking about placements and strategies with enrollment and sponsorship. And this is a little bit of a review for a lot of you, but we have a lot of new people also joining us. And we think it would be very smart to always review this so that you can get clear, because I think for me, it's taken me a long time. You know, when I first got started, I didn't understand it. It wasn't important. And then all of a sudden it was too late. It was way important and I didn't pay attention. So I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made. And of course, Larry would not have made any of those mistakes. But then again, that's, the way it goes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I just go here. And so bear with me if we do get jumped off again. We are at my mom's house. And so the internet has been a little bit unstable, I've noticed. So we'll go ahead and start. Okay, so again, we're going to talk about enrollments, placements, and compensation plan. If we could change the slides. Okay, so this is the dream, right? When somebody says, I want to enroll, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. You're like, really, it's just, we put so much work and so much energy into marketing and talking to people and having conversations. And then all of a sudden somebody says, I want to enroll. And, that's amazing. But one thing I really want to tell you too during this slide here is I would love it for you to actually realize and remember that it's not about the business, it's about being of service to other people. And so when you all of a sudden, when somebody says, I want to enroll, sometimes we shift into this, oh yeah, I got them, right? Like, and then everything disappears as far as enrollment in that person, because that actually really does show, they see that and they sense that you got them. And nobody ever wants to be gotten like that. They want to be held of service and be taken care of and to be able to trust you. So make sure that you always stay in that space. Okay. Now, let's see, Suzanne, I'm going to do one quick thing here. I'm having a hard time with making sure everybody's muted. So make sure when people come on, if you can type in that they're muted or something.
so far everybody's muted.
Okay, I'm on my laptop and the
sorry. Mel Husalu Vero is not muted.
Okay, I don't hear any noise, but I just okay. Yeah. So basically, you want to have a conversation with people, and this is really important to have this up front. Say, hey, welcome to doTERRA. We're really excited to have you make a decision on personal wellness and natural healing. And we're very excited to support you and help you along the way. There are several different ways you can join. We talked about wholesale membership, and we also talked about a wellness advocate membership. Both of them have the same benefits, except for the wellness advocate membership, you can earn commissions. And usually everybody, when they start using the oils, you can't help but share them because they're so incredible. There's this amazing energy about these oils. And so you can always upgrade your membership to a wellness advocate down the road. So you don't, need to really be serious about making a decision right now, but most people do sign up as a wellness advocate so that way they're ready to enroll new people when they're sharing with the oils. And right now, who would not want to earn a little bit of extra money, right?
Absolutely.
Right, Larry? So basically you want to have this conversation with people so that they do realize that there's an opportunity in front of them. I also want to talk about placement strategies. So you enroll somebody, where do you put them on your back office? Now, this is the important part of building the business. It is so important, you guys. And so successful placement of your enrollees is critical to your growth and rank advancement. You won't be able to rank if you are just selling membership of wholesale customers in respect to not having people build the business with you. So I'll go over that here in a minute. But placing people on your back office is going to be really important on what their level of interest is. If they just want to buy the oils for their home, for their own family use and stuff like that, that's great. We want customers. We want people to be able to buy the oils, right? Not everybody's going to be doing the business, but it's real important to be able to let people know what the opportunities are in front of them. Also, too, when you enroll somebody, this 14 days, you can move them around. And we'll go over that here in a minute because it's really important to know. And it's important. So how to avoid your back office looking like, okay, this is one of my legs in my back office, you guys. It's terrible. Look at this. We have people who are not ordering. We have people who do want to order. And how do you avoid this from happening? Right? There's some really great tricks that I'm learning that are wonderful. United States team. I'm going to go ahead and have whoever is not muted to mute yourself, please.
And also, I invite Sendir, also my friend is joined today. Sentil, the new my friend is today came attend the classes.
Okay. Okay. So we were at the slide here.
Yeah, the back office.
Yeah. And so when you have your back office, you look at actually wanting people to continue ordering, because you're going to want to have, like, this person right here is actually has a big team underneath them, but they're not ordering themselves, so that none of this is going to really benefit your rank advancement. So let's go ahead and talk about how to avoid this to happen. Again, you're going to want to talk to your people when you're enrolling them, if they want to be a wholesale customer, if they want to be a wellness advocate, because that's going to make a difference where you place them in your back office. You're going to want to have your top 3 people, and I know I have a slide here. You're going to want to have your top 3 people to run with you, to be business builders, to be people who really want to make money and make this a business for them, right? And if you put customers on your top line will look like this. And then you're putting other people underneath them and they're not going to be ordering, right? So when you have people who say that they want to be a wellness advocate, you actually also need to have an initial conversation with them too. Like, some people say, sure, I would like to make some money, but they're not serious about spending 5 hours a day or 2 hours a day developing their business and working on it. They're just going to park there and wait till somebody wants to enroll. And we call those sharers, people who like to share the oils, but they're not serious about really taking this on and making this a business. Like spending it, like if you go work for somebody, you usually go work maybe 8 hours a day, and you do it every day. You go and that's the job, right? So you really want to talk to people about what is their commitment and how serious are they about really wanting this to be an opportunity to have residual income for themselves, okay? So you're going to want to enroll people on different levels of your business. So let me show you what that looks like here. So basically, I'm going to go through and talk about enroller and sponsorship here. So when you enroll somebody, you are the enroller. So like if I enrolled my mom, I'm the enroller, and I put her on my top line as the enroller. She's, I'm the enroller and sponsor. So we're going to go through and show you a structure of the back office on how you're going to place people on your team for strategy to help you rank advance. Okay. If you have not enrolled one person yet, that means they're going to have to be on your top line. So you could be enrolling somebody who's just a sharer on your top line, or they want to be a wholesale customer. You can't place people under wholesale customers. So you really want to spend your beginning days really looking for people who want to run with you and build the business, so that way you can strategize and start putting sharers underneath those people, okay? So the enroller, I'll go ahead and read this. The enroller introduced the person to doTERRA. When you sign someone up and place them underneath you, you are automatically the enroller. So you're going to put them there. That's where they're going to be. You can't move them after 14 days. So if you have never enrolled anybody, that's just where they're going to be on your top line. Now, if you have 5 people you enrolled, you can place that person underneath someone else. And that would be that other person you're placing that enrollment under would be the sponsor. Okay. So Suzanne, if you have anything you want to pipe in on here, please do. But yeah. So I'm going to show you here a chart. So this is you. You're the green person up here. Okay. And you enroll Sally. So you place Sally. She's going to be on your top line. Okay. And then Sally enrolls Bob. Bob, so Sally puts Bob underneath herself. Sally is the enroller and Sally is the sponsor. You have nothing to do with it. Okay. Now let's say you decide to enroll somebody and maybe they know Sally. Maybe they're someone that has a like interest as Sally. Maybe they live in the same town as Sally does. Okay. So you're going to enroll Sally, or you're going to enroll David, and you're going to put David directly under Sally. So you're going to be the enroller and Sally will be the sponsor. So it's that simple. So basically you are helping Sally build her team. And that is what's so cool about doTERRA, is that we're team builders. You are actually going to help Sally earn commissions off David, and you are also going to earn commissions off David. So you don't want to, we're not in competition with each other. We're supporting team building. So when you're looking at people to go on your top line, you're going to want to be people that you're going to really be partners with, so that you're going to be placing people underneath these people. And you're going to want Sally to help you support David and help David with questions. And, so you're a team. You and Sally are a team for David, and also for Bob over here. We don't want to forget about Bob. Okay.
Can I say something about that really quick?
Yes.
Sometimes when people enroll someone and they're going to put them down, this has happened a few times recently, when they're going to put them somewhere down in their organization, they just assume that that person is the enroller and the sponsor. Well, when you're the one who introduced them to the oils, and you're the one who's going to support them, and you make the other person enroller, then you don't get any of the fast start bonuses, and you don't benefit as much on that. So if you're the one who introduced them to the oils, when you do that form to fill it out, you want to put your ID number as the enroller. And then wherever they're placed in your organization, like here in this example, Sally is the sponsor, but don't make the mistake of making Sally both the enroller and the sponsor, or you don't get any bonuses for that contact of yours. That's something that a lot of people do.
Yeah. And, there will be a time when you want Sally to have the enrollership to, say, David, but don't give it to Sally right away. Wait until you need Sally to help you rank to a different level. And I'll go over that here in a minute. And never, ever, you guys, place anybody under anybody unless, like, for example, in this example, you want Sally to be ordering the oils. Sally needs to be doing a 100 PV every month. And so you're going to be supporting Sally by her being part of your team and playing and doing the orders and making it work. If you place David under Sally and Sally's not placing an order, then Sally's not earning commissions, and it makes it really complicated. She's not helping you rank. And so it's like you're gifting somebody a person that's not playing, and then you're going to lose out in the long run. And we can go back to that chart. That's what I did, is I thought my friends, and it's always family or friends or something. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. It's always family or friends that you really want to help and support them, but your team is going to end up looking like this, right? So this here is a girlfriend of mine that I've known for a long time, and oh yeah, I'll do the business. Oh yeah, this will be great. And then she, forgets to order, and then I have to remember to call her all the time. She's not really engaged as like really running with me, right? She's not really someone who's serious about doing the business. And that's okay. People are going to be that way. You can't change people. That's okay. But you just need to really have that serious, really important conversation in the beginning. When we talk about where do you place members, you have to have this initial conversation so that you know exactly where to place people effectively. Now, you're going to make mistakes. Nobody's back office is perfect. I mean, there are some people that have a pretty good looking back office, but sometimes people in the beginning, they're serious. They think it's the cat's meow. They really want to do it. And it is, they're great, but something happens in life. Maybe they get married and move to a different country and they just can't do things as well as they used to be able to. Or maybe a family member gets sick and they have to stop and go take care of a family member. So there's things that do happen in life, but we always have to meet people where they are. You can't change people or convince them. One of the things that I find that's really important at this placement and this part is to have people understand what the business opportunity is and the belief system that you have in your mind. And the belief system is super important when you're looking at how you're presenting the business and what's going on there in your conversation. If you kind of sort of don't believe, but you kind of do believe, people can sense that. Now, Suzanne and I believe we know unconditionally, I mean, we know unequivocally, I guess is the word, that this is going to be amazing. We know, we've seen it over and over and over and over again. We've seen people make huge successes with doTERRA. We know people who make a lot of money, and we know that it's really successful. So we know and believe it without a doubt. And you guys have put so much trust and faith in us. And so have that belief that we're bringing to you, have that spread to your downline and your people that you're talking to, that when you have that within your heart, then people will come on and that they will learn and train. And that's why these classes and coming to these classes are so important, because there's going to be days where shipping gets stuck in customs, or a friend quits, or something happens that's not expected, and then you get depressed or discouraged. And it's so important to keep your belief and your mindset always moving forward, always being positive, because those days are going to happen. And when you're staying positive and staying on top of that, that is attractive as well. People will believe and they want what's attractive. People don't want to be hanging around somebody who doesn't believe and isn't fun to be with and things like that. So always look at what you're saying, what you're doing, because you will have a bigger way of people turning into the business builder for you.
Absolutely.
Seeing the opportunity. Okay. All right. So now we've talked about Sally. We've talked about David. We talked about Bob. So keep every single enrollment of someone you personally introduce the oils for your business. So you're always going to, that's what Suzanne was saying, is always keep that enrollment. And then wherever you place them underneath someone, you give that person the sponsorship for, okay? Do never do not take the enrollment ship when someone else introduced them. One of the things that's really tricky is that when you're helping someone with a class, and I know that our teams, we have teams helping other people in their downline, do never take the enrollership when it's someone else's lead, because you want to really encourage that person in your downline to build their business too. And that is so supportive. Even though you're helping them, you may did the enroller, you may have done the actual, get the information, get their credit card, get all that stuff to help that person in your downline, but it's actually that person's lead. You need to give them the enrollership and the sponsorship. You want to encourage your downline to believe in the company. When you steal the enrollment ship, that is so not classy. That is so
it's really unethical. It's
Yeah.
really dishonest.
And,
Yeah.
and it's really to your benefit.
Yeah, it's to your benefit, huge. You want to show them that they matter, and that builder is really doing good, and you're showing them that they can trust you, and that this relationship's for long term.
Yeah, it's
right?
building team.
Building team. Yeah. So many other multiple level marketing companies. When you talk about multiple level marketing companies, I know we had a lot of conversation with people that say in India that people don't trust the MLMs, or people don't have faith in MLMs, or they never work. That's why, right there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also trying to convince people to join instead of being of service. So you want to be ethical, I mean, with integrity all the way through, because that is what people want to be a part of. And when people, like, I was talking to a leader this morning, he said, don't trust what this person's saying, don't believe them or whatever. You have to go by your gut instincts. And really, we're working on finding people who want to run with you, who are serious about the business right now. That's what we're looking for. You're going to find customers. That's okay. But we're really wanting to, if you have any doubt, then that's going to make a difference on where you place them and what's going on with them. We want to encourage you to be building your downline, to be team, and to be supporting each other. And that's why we talked on the last class about mentorship and doing mentor calls and stuff like that. So when you have any doubt that shows up, or sometimes you get discouraged, you want to be having those conversations to get rid of that discouragement or to move past that so you can get that positivity back in place where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, just building a strong team that you can rely on each other and you can trust each other, and it's real cohesive and it stays together.
Yeah, I think at the one of the things that's really, I think, hard for a lot of us is to set our ego aside.
Mhm.
I mean, we need to be confident but not overbearing, right?
Yeah, you have to be leader.
You have to be a leader, but you also have to be a stand for people in a kind way so
Mhm.
that you can help them get past their maybe shyness or whatever it is that they want to
Yeah,
work on. So
yeah.
that's why it's really important.
Yeah.
And so basically you can transfer enrollership to your builder only when they're actually hitting the silver rank. So we talked earlier about Sally, and Sally, you don't give Sally the enrollership to David. You want to keep that enrollership. And then when Sally's team is growing and she's got all these people underneath her, and then you're noticing that that volume is going to help you, then you can actually place the enrollership to Sally. And it's not something you want to give away lightly. There needs to be a conversation with Sally, right?
Mhm. Yes.
This slide says silver rank, but sometimes if I see that somebody's really committed and I know that they're going to continue to grow, I'll actually give that to them so that they can rank premier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the first one that you need the enroller on to hit that rank.
And I think this text came from the Builder's Guide. So I agree with you too on that, Suzanne.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, so the builders are required to give enrollership when their builder needs to hit silver. Again, it's a silver thing. Never put anyone under someone on your team until they've talked to them first. This is also super important because I have done that, and people have certain belief systems, or maybe they don't. There's different things that go on that I may not know about, right? And I may be wanting to build the team, and then the person I'm putting these people under is not all in. And then all of a sudden the person quits and I have all these people placed under that person, and then they're in a bad spot. You can't move them. You can't move these people, you guys. It's very difficult to move people. So you really want to have these conversations, and it's really important to have people on the same page with you and run with you. Don't make promises about placements. Okay. And what you do with customers and how you treat slower builders. Okay. So there's a lot of things here we're going to talk about. Your frontline leaders are and must be committed and capable. And so what I would like you guys to do is take a piece of paper out and write down what your dream partner is in this business. So that's level one. Who are your business partners? What do you want them to have as far as a skill set? What do you want them to be like so that you can actually have them be really, easy to work with,
Yeah,
right?
just an ideal builder.
An ideal builder. So dream about it. Sit down and write down, I want this person to have amazing computer skills. I want this person to have a credit card. I want this person to know how to transfer money. I want this person to be able to close the class really well.
Yeah.
Maybe closing the class is your weak point. I want this person to be able to teach classes. Maybe that's an area that you're not good at and that you need some support in, and have them complement what you want, right?
Yeah. We did this in the business with ideal customers.
Yeah. And so you're going to place them on your top line. So the top line there is really very expensive real estate. Very expensive
valuable.
Real estate, very valuable. You don't want to put somebody there just because they're your mom or they're your, you want to place people there that are going to run with you. And when I say run with you, I mean just spend the time working on the business, talk to you every day, really believe in what we're doing here.
Yeah, people that will push you.
Mm-hmm. And then level 2 are builders and sharers. Now we have people who are builders and sharers, like, oh my gosh, I love that lavender here. You want to smell it? And how do I get some of that? And then you sign them up, right? I mean, they're not serious about the business
They're
aspect.
shy or something.
Well, I mean, they just they I don't know. What do you want to say about that, Suzanne? How would you separate them from the partners? I don't know. I think we lost.
Whenever anybody is just going to be a They just love the oils, but I don't get the sense that they're going to be a business builder. If I already have people on my front line, I always place them down below. I don't ever put them on my front line. But here, we all know stories that those of us who have been in for a long time that said, oh, when people joined, they said, oh, I'm not going to build the business. This is like me. And so then they place you under somebody else on their team. And then later on, they decide to build the business. But if you have enroller on them, it doesn't matter. It's okay that you put them down under there. So I just think, like Becky said, your front line, those are your prime people. It's okay to have some extras because it helps you get your 600 volume for your power of 3, but you want really committed people on your front line.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a good point too, because you can actually have a business partner may have turned like you're underneath somebody, right? And the same as me, I'm underneath
somebody. Yes.
Yeah, I'm underneath somebody who's not building, have never had a class, never shared, never done anything. And
the reason you were placed under that person is because they said they wanted to build the business, but then they didn't. Right.
And I said I did not want to do the business,
Yeah. The person who's over you said they did. So they were, and it turned out to be the opposite. Becky ended up building and the other person didn't. So some of it's just luck of the draw, it's not, there's going to always be problems in everybody's organization.
Yeah. But the person who enrolled me has enrollership. So it doesn't matter to her. I'm still helping her rank. And so that's really valuable. And I have people who are under people that are building the business and they're helping me rank. So you guys, it's not for ranking. It's not going to be so important. We're talking more like in the power of 3 and different things like that. Okay. All right. So definitions: committed is that they really want to run with you and that they're going to go fast. They're going to be committed. Capable is that some people, it just takes a lot of training. Like you have to repeat it over and over and over again. You have to almost build a business with them or for them. And you want somebody who is actually going to be independent and willing to actually make it work very well for them. A sharer is somebody who likes samples and talks to people about it and may host a class once in a while, but they're not serious about really studying and doing all the stuff. And wholesale customer, of course, then you got people who want to sign up as a wholesale customer. And then I didn't put retail on here because we're really not doing a retail business as a strong suit right now. Okay, so I have, we came up with a list of things that are requirements. So when you're having a serious conversation about the person to see if they belong in your real estate on your top line, you want to have a conversation with them to see if they're going to commit to that. Like, what does that partnership look like? And it's a checklist. Okay, I need you to have 100 to 150 PV a month, and that needs to be by the 10th of each month. Are you willing to place an order and place that every month for me? Because that's the cost of doing business. That is the cost. If I were to go through and start a print shop or like being an Uber, even like you need to go buy a car, or we need to buy stuff in the print, like presses, and we need to buy hire employees. So there's a lot of upfront costs that takes involved in that. Doing a network marketing company, the upfront cost is this. That's it. You don't have to go to a bank and get a loan for $250,000. You don't have to go buy a $30,000 car. You don't need to do any of that stuff, right?
You just need to talk to people.
You just need to talk to people and place 150 PV order every month in the loyalty reward program. Okay. Mm-hmm. You need to have them teach a class in the first month. They need to know how to teach a class and be serious about learning to teach a class. Now, some people don't like doing the class online. They're very nervous about that. I'm serious. It gets easier the more you do it, right, Larry?
Oh, absolutely.
So what do you want to say about that? Because I know you're very shy about it.
Yeah, I am very shy, and I'm very nervous about getting up and talking in front of people. But the way doTERRA lays everything out, and the training and the tools that they provide make it so easy. And all you have to do is basically read the class, and they have the slides in the handouts for you already. So it really is just learning about oils and sharing them with people and really truly wanting to just present them and know that they can help people and just do the class. It's very simple.
And the sooner you get past that, the better.
Mhm.
Like the sooner you do a class, then, I mean, if you want to be a serious builder, you're going to need to be teaching people how to teach classes. And so you have to say that at least you've done one. I think it's real important. And that's, so the next question is, they need to have information to learn to know how to get information about the essential oils and different wellness concerns, different ways to use the oils. You're going to want to engage in doing the research on that and learning how to do that. And then because you're going to need to teach your downline to do that, right? So everybody, I know Suzanne on your team too, is you provide them a book, and then there's the app. People can download that app. I think it's something like, what is it, like 500 Indian rupees or something for the app, and download it on your phone. So if you're out having lunch or dinner or with friends, you can actually, they're complaining about a wellness concern, you can just pull it up on your app. Oh, this oil will work for that. You should try it. And you have these tools at your fingertips. And so it's very important to have those.
No, I just had that yesterday. I had a neighbor actually come over, and he has been diagnosed. He has Lyme disease. I don't know if you have Lyme disease in India, but it's kind of a big deal here. It makes you very sick, and it stays with your body and in your system for a very, very long time. And he's just a young kid, you know, he's in college.
Wow.
And we sat down, and guess what? I just pulled out my app, and there was a great protocol right there for Lyme disease. I did end up going and getting a book as well. But if you have that app, man, it's just right there on your phone. It's so, so, so convenient. There's a couple of different apps. I have 2 or 3 that are really great.
And you can actually share it very easy on the phone to their phone too. And then you're getting their contact information, right? So when, hey, give me your phone number so I can just share this with you. And I love that, because in that way now they become a contact. And then, is it okay if I follow up with you tomorrow or something like that? You always want to be, these are just tips on how to keep those contacts in front of you and stuff like that. But you're going to need to make 3 to 5 contacts a day. I think this is low. You guys, I'm thinking you're going to want to do 10 to 20 contacts a day, because we are wanting to build this business, and it's going to take 100 contacts to actually find somebody who's a builder or wants to be a partner with you. So if you're just kind of, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, and the next thing in a week has gone by and you haven't done a class, you haven't talked to anybody, you're not going to be running. And I know it's very difficult right now during lockdown and as things in the holidays are happening, but really now is the great time to be in conversation with so many people and Facebook, and there's so much going on. There's no reason why people can't do at least 3 to 5 contacts a day.
Mm-hmm.
So you want them to commit to that. These are things that you want people to commit. Okay. Finding 3 business partners and teaching downline. They're going to want to do that. They're going to want to commit. I'm going to find 3 business partners, and then I'm going to be open to teaching them and running with them. Okay. You're going to want them to write their goals down. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing doTERRA? And are they going to be coachable about it? You're going to want them to be attending classes consistently so they can keep that mindset and that motivation going and learning something. It seems like every time, even after 7 years of doing doTERRA, Suzanne, when me and you are teaching classes here in India, oh yeah, okay, I got to remember that. And it's always just refreshing those thoughts. And it's so important to make that time commitment. Have you guys put these classes on your calendar? I have a lot of people in my downline saying, oh, it's class today. And I'm like, and it's Tuesday. No, we had it yesterday, you guys. We talked about it yesterday. If you do not have it in your day timer, then you are not serious about doing the business. So you need to start looking at habits, looking at all those things that are going to help you be consistent and help you move forward.
Mm-hmm. And looking at a program like we used to do in the business of, the contact programs that you can make, and you can have notes in there and follow up if you need to.
Yeah, there's great programs. We used a program called ACT, it's ACT.com, and it's a contact builder. There's tons of them out there that merge in with your calendar and all this different stuff. Okay, so go ahead and mute yourself, you guys, if you just came on.
Yeah, Suresh needs to mute himself.
Okay, So how do you know and get the product value points in your system? So this is going to be very important. You guys know this. You might want to take a screenshot of this so you can pay attention to these, looking at your back office all the time. So product volume is PV, overall volume is your team volume. So when I start to go through these slides, I'm going to start to go through them fairly quickly because there's a lot we want to cover here. The LRP is based on PV. So if you're going to have your team, they need to be placed in a loyalty reward program template and placed in an order every month. Mm-hmm. And when you're looking at products on the website, the PV is next to that. So like here's Arbor Verte, and this is the global access price is $22 US. And the retail is $29, but the PV is dollar for the most part with an essential oil. So the PV here is $22. Now I don't know how much $22 is in Indian rupees. I'm guessing it's $10.76, 140 Indian rupees approximately. So it's still 22 PV. It equals to be the same amount in your point system. Okay. So when you're looking at the LRP, this is a loyalty reward program. We've talked about this. When you have one PV, which there isn't anything you can buy for one PV, but you want to, it will maintain that loyalty reward program. You need to start ordering every month, even if it's just a chapstick or lemon oil. It's really good to kind of order something every month. And then if you have 50 PV, then you're going to actually be increasing those points in your system. If you just order a lemon oil that's under 50 PV or an Arbor Verte, it's only 22 PV, you're not going to be gaining points in your bank account. It's just going to maintain it. It's not going to close that account down. If you do not order 1 month, that account will be shut down. And then you got to start all over again at the 10%. So I know some people consistently ordered at 30% and then they forgot to place an order or they did something and boom, they had to start all over again. And if they had points in that bank account, like 300 points, they lost them all, you guys. It's incredible. I'm like, why didn't you use your points? Oh, I didn't know. So make sure this is your job as a leader to make sure you keep track of your downline, that they're ordering consistently and that they have those points in place so that they're not going to lose any income. Okay. You're going to want to earn points. Again, you're going to be at 50 PV and 100 PV, you guys. I have that red arrow next to the 100 PV is when you're going to start earning commissions. You will not have any commissions happen unless you're keeping that 100 PV happening. Now, if you do 125 PV, you'll get the free product of the month. And what is it in Malaysia this month? Is it black spruce? I think it's black spruce. And so that's a beautiful, wonderful oil. Mm-hmm. And so,
well, I think it's balsam fir.
Oh, balsam fir. Okay.
Similar to black spruce. We don't even have balsam fir in the United States, you guys.
Right. I think ours is black spruce here in the United States.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful oil, but it's, you know, it's very similar, I think, to black spruce.
And then coming up in Christmas time, you know, sometimes we have special months where it's actually not 125 PV to get a free oil, but it will be 200 PV. And so keep an eye on what those specials are. You all should be knowing what the specials are every month. And then we're looking at the Malaysia website because we're ordering now from Malaysia. So make sure you're keeping track of what the specials are.
If you're following the Facebook page, you'll see them.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a chart. Everybody's familiar with this chart. I'm going to kind of go through this very quickly so that you can see what we're talking about. This is the monthly product value points, and I think I got the arrow here. So your personal volume is PV. So you place an order. So if you place 100 PV on your loyalty reward program, and you have a volume of people underneath you doing the same thing, you're going to have you're going to start earning points, you guys. So your team volume will need to be at least 500 for you to rank up as manager. Isn't that cool? So if you had Sally enroll, who was his name, Bob, and you enrolled David and you placed David under Sally, you're going to actually have people on your second level. So you're going to be earning 3%. Sally will be earning 2%. If this is placed, if you have a monthly volume of 500 and that you placed 100 PV order. Any questions on that, you guys? How are we doing? So as you grow up in your ranking, so notice here, the key rank that you're going to want to get is at 300 PV on your overall volume of your team, product volume, okay? Overall volume will be 300 PV. And so that will have you get to elite. And once you get to elite, you are not really relying so much on your legs to get to a volume. And that's what Suzanne was saying, is then you can start changing your rollership to people underneath you. So to be to premier, you want to be your overall volume at 5,000 PV, and you're going to want to have 2 legs underneath you. Like Sally will be a leg where she's actually going to be executive. So if we go over here to executive, Sally's going to need to have a volume of 200 PV, and you're going to have another person on your top line that's going to have a volume of 2,000 PV, so that your total is 2,000, 2,000, and maybe you have another 1,000, and that's going to help you rank premier. Then you're going to have 3 legs. So as we start to go down, notice as you start going higher up in your rankings, you're going to get paid at higher levels on your downline. Okay? So basically, you're going to want, what did you grab, Willie? Mom's dog is barking. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so when we're going through and we're talking about what that looks like, here is being you here at the green person. Then we have Sally, and then Sally has 3 people here. That means you are going to get paid at level 2, and Sally will get paid at level 1. So you're going to want to make sure everybody has different PVs that are helping. Like Sally here at this point, she would actually earn a power of 3 bonus if she had all these people placing these orders. So it's pretty cool. So the overall volume on this team then would be at 500, over 500. Okay. So then that means you would be ranking at manager, and Sally would get commission at her first level at 2%. And again, John, I think I deleted some of these things. Oh, you were called John, so but that's you. You get commissions at the first level and at the second level. So you're getting 2% and 3%, you guys. So that's where the residual income really starts to build up when you start to really go through and do all those rankings, okay? So your team could be this. And then if you've got this happening, then you're getting, Sally has her order at 100 PV, and that's what these 2 little arrows look like, is when that somebody's got something. If you notice this chart here, that up at the top left corner, you've got this person at over 100 PV, and then if you have just 1 arrow, then they're under 100 PV, so you can call them and say, hey, bump your order up over 100 PV. And then if they're just a blank person, then they have no order at all, no LRP order. So you're going to want to really start structuring your team to be looking like this, right? You're going to want to start filling in these spots. You're going to want your top 3 builders, and then you're going to start helping your builders get their builders. So really focus on working on this, and then making sure that they have their point system in place. Okay, so again, keep looking at these charts. I mean, I know that when I first started doing doTERRA, I kept looking and seeing. It was so exciting. I think every day I was in my back office watching the volumes grow. I went to my first 3 months, I was premier. And then I think it took me a little bit to get to silver. And then I was silver for a long time. But the volume of doing this is just incredible. And you're helping your people in your downline to make that. So it's really fun to keep watching that. You're going to want to get that momentum going. So keep that momentum going. And if you can get to elite and then help your downline get to elite, you can see that that is really the stepping stones of success to getting your team to win. So again, just another brief overview. You've got elite at 3,000 overall volume. That's 26,107 average income of Indian rupees. To be at a premier, you're going to want 2 executives on your downline, and that's an average income of 67,163 Indian rupees. And that again is if you're having everybody run with you, like everybody's doing their orders every month. If you have people you're signing up and they're not placing orders, you're not going to be earning commissions. Okay, so then the next slide here is, again, to be silver, you need 3 elites. So you can see why it's so valuable to help your downline to get that volume to 3,000 PV, okay? And then gold, this is the magic one where everybody's racing to. You're going to want to have 3 premiers underneath you where they have a 5,000 overall volume. And then, so the average income is approximately 347,782 Indian rupees, you guys. How many of you would like that as an income every month? So here we go. Here's a chart that you might want to take a screenshot of. And this is average income earnings if everybody's running with that and doing this. And that's what our goal is for you guys to reach. And we want you to get there sooner than later so that we can really seal in those spots. And I think I'm done. This is the last slide. So do you have anything you want to say, Suzanne?
You know, one of the questions that was asked, and I don't know if everybody's looked into the chat, but it was Praveen had said, does it matter where we are placed to rank and earn commissions? And I responded and said, in some network marketing companies, and maybe some of you have worked in these before, it does matter. And only the people at the very, very top are successful. In doTERRA, it doesn't matter where you are placed. It's completely up to your own activity and your own productivity as to how successful you're going to be. I have a guy in the Philippines. He's on my 9th level. He's on my 9th level. So I don't even benefit from him in unilevel or power of 3 bonuses. And yet, because he is so determined and so committed, I help him every single day. I help him. And he's ranking and he's getting those bonuses. So he's, you know, it doesn't matter where you are placed. It matters how determined and committed you are, how consistent you are at sharing, inviting people to classes, hosting classes, and enrolling people. If you're not doing that, then you're not going to be successful in doTERRA. And it doesn't matter. And I have other people on my front line who are doing nothing, and they just would expect me to do everything for them. They have to be productive. They're not productive and committed. So this person on my 9th level is being much more successful and having a lot more success than some of the people on my 1st level. So it does not matter where you are placed. It matters on what you determine you're going to accomplish and do. And that was a really good question. And then Uchi said, is the power of 3 earned just once or every time you circle out your 600 PV? Every month, Uchi, every single month, you get to earn your power of 3 bonus. If you have those 3 people on your front line that are placing a 100 PV order, and your overall volume on your 1st level has to be 600. That's the big kicker. Sometimes you and those 3 people are placing 100 and you're like, why didn't I get my power of 3? Well, the overall volume has to be 600. So if there's only 4 of you, you have to do that 150 PV. That's why it's good to have an extra person on your front line, a few customers on your front line. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and it's just because it's the overall, like Suzanne said, if they're just ordering 125 or something, you're not going to make it. So that's why that one slide said that you want your leaders to be committed on placing 100 PV order every month. And again, you place an order that month, you get commissions that month. You know, that's important. That's part of the people say, well, why does it, it does go back to 0 every month, right? Your volume goes to 0 and then at the 1st of the month, boom, you have to start over again. Well, you want to earn commissions every month. doTERRA needs you to sell things every month. So it's important to know that, that's part of the cycle of business, right? And
the whole key is the loyalty rewards program. If somebody's on the loyalty rewards program, they're placing those orders every month. That volume goes into your account and you're getting your commissions every month.
Yeah. And we have, I had a person that I was talking to yesterday in the United States. She ordered like, no kidding, you guys. She placed all of your Christmas products. She ordered like $700 in Christmas products. I couldn't believe it. And she did it as a one-time order. She didn't do it as a loyalty reward order. So you always want to order on a loyalty reward program. You can have 10 templates. You can do a lot of different things. You can place orders for family and ship them to their location. You know, there's different things that you can do. So please always just check with us so we can guide you along on making those right decisions. And we are placing orders now out of the Malaysia market. So we do have forms. I've placed them in our group chats. I know Suzanne has as well. And we are also putting together the credit cards and things like that for transferring money and making sure that those orders are placed. Our shipment did come, and Suzanne, the next shipment date is when? The 20th? of November?
The 17th.
The 17th. So they need
But
to have,
but the orders need to be placed by the 13th.
yeah. So if you're ready to place an order, get it in here in the next couple days because we are grouping them and shipping them on a container. So we want to make sure that it makes that container. If it misses the date, it won't be for another 2 weeks, right? For the
Right.
shipment. So,
Right.
but it's working. We're getting them through customs and things are happening. So we're very happy about that.